how glad are you to see Dave Kearney back in the side after for his first game of the season?
Yeah, no, frustrating period. Dave missed the early part of the season, then picked up that back injury in the A game during November, so which he missed that block. I suppose the only positive from his point of view is like we didn't play that many games during that period. So, but yeah, no, it's great to have someone of Dave's experience back in the team. So it's so important both sides of the ball, that the energy that our wingers give. So, Dave had been going very very well last year, so hopefully he can pick off from where he left off at that point. I know it's been a while, but he's looked sharp training wise over the last couple of weeks.
Okay, and just obviously 2 weeks ago you had a very tight game and a loss away to Cardiff. It's very rare for Leinster to lose 2 games in a row, so I'm sure there's added impetus, training and that this week, fronting up against Edinburgh, who are second in the URC at the moment, to put in a good performance.
Yeah, yes, there's a few aspects to that. So yeah, Edinburgh definitely are a team that are travelling very very well at the moment. They look like a well coached team. Lots of threats. You've a number of guys who, similarly to ourselves, they're away on international duty at the minute. The game for us in Cardiff was very frustrating, because there's a lot of effort I think from our guys went into the game, but we didn't probably quite capitalise on a lot of the chances that we created. Little turnovers, whether that's be a knock on or turnover at the ruck. When we're in very very good attacking positions at different stages during the game, and even late in the game, we give away a turnover when we're on the front foot in attack, which obviously leads to Cardiff eventually getting that penalty for the high tackle at the end of the game. And when you lose a game like that at the end, like you go back to that moment in the game, but there's lots of moments before that. Why were we in that situation where we were down to a decision from the referee, and it's a high tackle at the end of the game, and then suddenly we lose the game. So, but there was lots of things in our control probably prior to that we can be better at. A number of guys hadn't played that much rugby leading into the Cardiff game, so maybe there's a little bit of excuse for that. But definitely it's focused the minds this week, as you say, back at home at the RDS. Hopefully we'll get a good crowd there, and the guys can put on a much better performance overall, and come away hopefully with a better result as well.
Yeah, and finally from me, Leo, just in terms of it's a stop-start season. We all know reasons why it's been like that. So you have 5 games now, block of 5 games, and 3 of them are at home. So particularly with the younger guys coming in, how important are the next sort of batch of 5 games, that block of games?
That's huge, and I think you can see it across the league. Like there's, it's very very competitive. Lots of teams, like beating each other, and there's some pretty crucial games in the next 5 or 6 weeks, while the Six Nations is going on for lots of teams. So from our point of view, the big thing is the first 3 games now. So starting with Edinburgh tomorrow, but 3 games in the RDS at home, and it's up to us to try and put on a good performance so our fans want to go and turn up to the RDS in the first place, because that's important to build that connection and that support, which gets that excitement about the team. So that's really really important factor for us, because there's lots of points on offer during this window. We want to make sure we're scrapping for every single point that's out there, and then we've got 2 tough games away, Treviso and Ulster, and then we'll have a break week, and then we're into a very long block at the end of the season, which is it's unbelievably exciting. So it has been very disrupted up to now, so hopefully we get a clean run at it. Obviously things are looking a lot more optimistic everywhere at the moment. Great to see the full house at the Aviva at the weekend, and that's what we want to try and aim for, that we're getting supporters back and they're enjoying the experience. But we have a part to play in that, about how we go about preparing the team, so the team goes out at the weekend and performs, and the fans want to turn up and watch them and support them. So it's that full cycle really, isn't it? So trying to get excited now for tomorrow night, and put in a big performance in front of friends and family and all the rest, because it's definitely something obviously we've missed at various stages over the last couple of seasons.
Thanks. Yep.
Thank you.
Don Swift, I know you jumped on the call there late. Don, do you have any questions for Leo, please?
I have indeed. Leo, you have a couple of academy players in the squad. One is in year 3. The other one is in year 1 of the academy. That's Rob Russell. How big a step up is that into the United Rugby Championship?
I think you've seen over the years, when there is a number of players away, we rely very, very heavily on the academy guys now, and we try to set them up well during the course of the season, so they've trained with the team at lots of different stages. Rob played in pre-season against Harlequins as an example. He's been involved plenty with the team, so he'll be good. Jamie Osborne, good experience for him 2 weeks ago playing away in Cardiff, and he played a number of games last season as well. So we try and give the younger players different exposures at different stages. We've even seen the likes of Joe McCarthy making his debut in Cardiff. It's tough. It's a tough place to go away. Cardiff, very, very physical team, but I thought Joe stood up really, really well to the challenge there. So he'll definitely be one for the future for us. So it's just trying to give the players a little bit of exposure all the time, and just layer, and so not overexpose them to where they're having to play week on week. But it's just trying to pick the right moments. Most teams are affected in some shape or form at this time of year. There's a little bit of luck in terms of when you run into teams, but for our guys, it's just this week we really have tried to focus on our own game and making sure that we try to impose our own game on the opposition this weekend.